Hello, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Jess.
She's the traumatized.
And she is the abandoned.
And welcome to our podcast, where we talk about true crime, spooky things, and everything in between.
And today we're going to be switching it up a bit with a slight chaotic chat, but more like a deep dive. And Nikki's going to be doing it because I traveled.
It's a small deep dive.
I'm just excited because it's a smooth back end from vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Plus we can talk about what we did because we're back. Had a lot of fun.
I never left.
I took you on a trip. We went to a cave.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want to just jump right into it?
Well, like, how was your experience? I want to know. I want to know because I have the video. I'm gonna be editing it.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up a little bit for people who don't know, who are like just seeing this for a first episode. Or don't know.
Why are you watching this for your first episode? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Jess and her husband actually came and visited us here in our state of Kentucky. And we had like a week-long vacation, like very long vacation, and
it was amazing.
They actually got to meet like our military friends and stuff, and
it was fun.
Yeah, I got very, very toasted.
No,
that time.
I did not help because at one point you were like, I need to stop taking shots, and I was like, that means you need another one. But you know what? at one point you took a straight shot of Jameson without making a face, and you hate shots.
No reaction.
Then you look at me and you're like, I need to be cut off. I was like, yes, you do. I was like, at that moment we knew.
It was literally the tipping point of like, if I take one more sip, I'm blacking out.
Yeah,
like, I was there.
Yep. So we saved it. It was a lot. That was so much fun. It threw me back into like college days when we would go out partying every night. Because we did. We partied 2 nights in a row, and it was just like, man, it was a lot of fun.
And we went frisbee golfing. How was your first experience frisbee golfing with a bunch of military veterans?
I didn't touch it. Right. That sounds weird. But like, here's the thing. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. Bowling and frisbee, not for me. Like, somehow I have intentions of it going in front of me, and it doesn't end up going in front of me. So I knew we were gonna be throwing frisbees near a lake. So like, I was like, but it was a lot of fun. It was good to get out.
Actually, it was great pushing Keenan up hills.
I got a good workout. Like the next day I was like, why is my butt sore? And I'm like, oh, because I pushed a baby, and it was great. But like, genuinely, I think we actually got out more and did more things like there with you guys than we normally do. So that was good too, just to get out. Because I think our cave adventure, I think we walked something like 3 miles or 4 miles, and I was just like, it was a hard walk. That bitch was. They had a part that was called Fat Man's Misery, and your girl's kind of thick, but that wasn't the hard part. It was those goddamn stairs
at the end.
Oh my god! It was like,
okay, so we went to Mammoth Cave, which is like the biggest cave system in the world, I think they were saying.
Yeah, it's like the longest.
We decided to go on the historic tour, so they just talked a lot about like the mining and stuff that happened in there and stuff like that. I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see like where the tuberculosis stuff was or whatever, but
next time.
I
don't know if I could do those fucking stairs again though, man. It was a lot.
So, the cave. First of all, we had to walk down like a little hill all the way down, and then
that was the closest thing to a mountain that I saw in Kentucky. That's inside joke. I'm from East Coast where we actually have mountains. And
okay, yeah. So Kentuckians, if you can like.
She's like, look at these mountains. And I'm like, you mean your hills? Like those are No, but we did do a nature hike. It was like a legit hike on a mountain. I will agree. And it
Mm-hmm.
was a nice walk down.
Okay, so yeah, so
Yeah.
she recorded most of it. So she's gonna edit that this week while I'm gonna edit this episode this week. But yeah, so the cave, and then like to start off, you like go down some like stairs. I would say like 100 stairs to get into it, actually.
Yeah, that was fun. I forgot about that after. And then we like come out and I'm like, I can see light. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, fuck.
There's stairs.
More stairs. And then the hill we had to like walk down was literally like this. So I'm like hoofing it. It was out. You know what? We only had one asthma attack, so that was good.
Yeah. So we walk in and it's like a big it's like a big opening, but then you have to like go through like they put in like divider walls that you had to like go through, and then it like your first little trek, and then it opens up to this big room. Like this cave is for the most part huge. Probably due to like all the mining stuff. It's just like Batman's misery. And then there's a couple of spots where you're literally going downstairs, but you're like bent all the way over, and like it's so steep. I did pretty well until we got to this one part where there's like just like a metal bridge, but it's over a giant cylindrical crevice. There's nothing at the bottom.
I mean, there was something at the bottom. You just couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it. So, like, I almost didn't make it across that bridge, but with, like, one of our friends was just saying, you're okay. Like, help me, like, get across. So...
Where was I?
You were behind me, I think. I think it's right after... No, because you were in front of me for Fat Man's Misery.
And then we sat and talked for a little bit. And then we started trekking up. I think
it was before
right...
Fat Man's Misery.
Oh, it was that early.
Yeah, because it was my husband and Beanie in front of us, and then me and Kenny, and then I think the three of you back there. And then when I saw the sign for Fat Man's Misery, that's when you and I switched, and Kenny went off with my husband and stuff.
I didn't even realize, because honestly, like when he started explaining Fat Man's Misery, I don't do a lot of physical activity. I mean, I used to play volleyball, so like I know what my body used to handle, but he was like, you should know your limitations better than I do. I was like, bitch, I have no idea what my limitations are. I genuinely, like I have, I mean, to be fair, like I said, Fat Man's Misery ended up being easier for me than the stairs were. So like I had no idea, but I didn't realize Tim was actually behind you guys, because I had a lot of anxieties about that. Like I was like, when he was explaining it, I was talking with Tim. I was like, I don't know if I should do this. Like I was genuinely concerned, and like we were walking down, I was like, I don't know if I should do this. So finally I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Like if Nikki's gonna face her fears, I'll face mine. But I didn't realize Tim was behind you guys. He was behind you guys because he didn't know if I was gonna panic or not, so he wanted to be close to me in case I started like panicking, whatnot. But we did it. That was fun. Video footage is actually really cool until we get to the one part where you had like, because I had to go in sideways because it was very thin.
It was like, yeah, at points I also was like sideways,
and you had to like duck a little bit. At one point you step up and you have to duck down further.
It's basically like this, like this. It's like very, very small, and it's not like, so like I'm picturing it at the beginning, like when he's talking to us about it, I'm like, okay, so it's like, it's just small, you know, like I'm thinking a rectangle doorway type hallway type thing. No, it's like literally like snake turns and stuff. Like you're literally going through, like, I don't know. It was just so insane.
What's really cool is I get a really good image of like you and our friend Jerry like walking through it, because I had my camera pointed behind me. So like for like, I'd say like 80% of the tribe, you actually get a really good visual of what's happening. And then you get to the step up part, and I think I said fuck the camera, because you see my arm mostly. You just see my arm because I'm like sitting here trying to like, but then I get us getting out, and it was a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for that on YouTube. Do it. It was a lot of fun. So overall, Like, because I know I had talked to you about it. I was like, caving isn't what you think caving is. Like, we're not going spelunking. We're going to walk in a cave. Granted, that was actually a lot more intense than I was expecting. But like overall, would you say like you're okay with going in caves if they are like that, or maybe a little less intense?
Yeah, I liked that. I don't know. As
And
long
like
as they're like big and open.
yeah,
You
and
know?
what was I was actually slightly disappointed because it was a dry cave, and I didn't realize this before we went in. Meaning, there's like no stalagmites, stalactites.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other caves that I've gone into are Natural Bridge in Virginia. Shout out VA, they're amazing. But there's stalagmites and stalactites all over the place, and like we would even see bats and stuff like hanging on them. Like it was really cool. We didn't really get to experience that because it was a dry cave, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's like so many other caves. Next one, we're doing that river tour. The cave, that's the next one.
Slow down.
Grab the
There's other things to do in
There's
Kentucky.
So many other things to do.
Going in caves.
And then what else did we do? We went on the nature hike, which was really kind of cute.
Yeah, kind of like at the end of the week before, like the day before they went to leave. I was like, let's just get out of the house. We've kind of been like inside a lot, minus the caves, drinking and stuff. Let's just go on a little walk and see a little waterfall. And
there was a waterfall. Yeah, we literally, I think it was either Thursday. It had to have been Thursday. We stayed inside all day and watched Marvel all day. We're doing this trek where we have to watch all the Marvel things in order, and we got through a lot.
I think we got all the way up to like episode 3 in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So
we got through a lot. Was there anything else? Obviously, we didn't record an episode together because we're not together right now, but I feel like it was really good just to chill out and not
just to have time together.
Yeah, and not have like and not try to like, I don't know. Sorry guys, next time. But not sorry because we really enjoyed our time together. So yeah, there's that. And we also have the cave video. There's a really awesome, and I say awesome with air quotes, shot of me like putting the camera above and you could see us together. But yeah, anyway, it's really all. But like the trip home was abysmal. Oh, you know why? Because freaking Mercury is in freaking retrograde again.
Oh my god!
And literally, the day we decide to travel home is when Mercury goes in retrograde, and this one is delays in travel. I shit you not. On our way back, well, we were delayed. It wasn't as bad, but our original flight was going to be landing at like 8:45. So I was like, oh god, I hope we don't. And we got delayed. It was annoying. But yeah, I think that was the trip though.
Yeah.
We need to start playing our next one because I'm already having withdrawals.
We made a lot of good food.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very chilled vacation.
This is what we needed. Like, I mean, you say chilled. We actually did. We did like a decent amount of stuff too, though.
I'd say 50-50.
A staycation for you.
Right.
Because you guys didn't go anywhere. But like, it was a really nice vacation for us. Anywho, so what are we talking about today? What is your deep dive? Also, I'm going to be eating gummies the whole time. Is that okay?
So it's not really a deep dive, but it's kind of like we didn't have anything prepared. And we wouldn't have had time for anything prepared, but I had this prepared for way back when. I don't remember if it was when it was your infection or COVID, but there was a point in time. It was
one of my ailments.
It was at a time like very early in the podcast where I was like, oh shit, I might have to record on my own. So like, what can I record on my own? And I just started Googling like natural phenomenon because like that kind of is interesting. And I came across the Ijen Volcano.
I love volcanoes. They're so interesting. It's like one of those things that like absolutely fascinate me, but also terrify me at the same time. Cause it's like, oh my gosh, the idea of magma, like of the idea of something exploding out of a mountain is so fascinating and how it creepily crawls. But like also it's like the scary monster that like chases you slowly because it's going to murder you.
But yeah, so I was looking up interesting things that I could do for this episode if I had to record it on my own. I obviously didn't have to. But it came in handy this week when we didn't have anything or time to do anything. So, if you guys don't know, Jess and I like to play video games in our spare time. And so while I was researching natural phenomenons or, interesting things, it came to a shock to me when I actually found something in real life that I didn't think was real, but is a very common thing in Minecraft, which is a video game.
Like tough?
Like tough.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so to be fair, a lot of things in Minecraft are real, like tough and stuff, but like a lot of things aren't, like Endermen, creepers. Oh, there are creepers, but the Ender Dragon, stuff like that. So I was really excited to find out this thing is kind of real, but I'm not going to tell you about it just yet. So the natural phenomenon I'm going to talk about has to do with the Ijen Volcano. Technically, the Ijen Volcano Complex, which is a group of composite volcanoes located at the eastern end of Java in Indonesia.
Where is Indonesia?
Indonesia is above Australia. It's like a long group of islands.
Gotcha. Okay.
It consists of a group of small stratovolcanoes constructed within the large 200-kilometer wide Ijen caldera. So, I'm going to explain some of the terms that I just said.
Yes, please.
A stratovolcano is basically a composite volcano, which is a conical volcano. So, it's basically the cone volcanoes built up by many layers of hardened lava, and a caldera is basically a large depression formed when a volcano erupts and collapses. So basically, from my understanding, it's just like a huge volcano erupted and collapsed, causing the caldera, and then there's a bunch of like little volcanoes around the caldera, if I'm understanding correctly.
Okay.
The caldera also contains the world's largest acidic volcano crater lake called, I hope I say this right, Kawa, I don't know, Ijen, or in other meanings, Lonely Crater. This crater lake is famous for its turquoise color. The crater measures roughly 950 meters by 600 meters. Another interesting aspect of this is that it is very much an active volcano, and its eruptions are erratic. I hope I say all these words right. I did not look up pronunciations. Eruptions, which,
full disclosure, we're not scientists, guys.
Yeah.
So
which these eruptions occur when magma heats groundwater or surface water. So the extreme temperature of the magma causes near instantaneous evaporation of water to steam, resulting in an explosion of steam, water, ash, rock, and volcanic bombs. So
interesting.
Very volatile eruptions.
Yeah.
To say, it has erupted multiple times over the years, starting in that we know of, starting in 1796, 1817, 1917, 1936, 1952, 1993, 1994, 1999, and questionably in 2000 and in 2002, but apparently hasn't erupted since.
Why is the last couple questionably? Because they weren't able to confirm it?
I think so, yeah.
Kind of rude. They skipped my birth year, but
they didn't skip mine.
I heard you.
Despite this, the caldera floor is popular with tourists being drawn to its like waterfalls, hot springs, dramatic volcanic scenery. It's a very beautiful area to visit.
Nice.
The crater lake has two of the most unusual occurrences on Earth. The first being the caldera lake filled with the turquoise blue water I spoke about earlier. The color of the water is a result of its extreme acidity and high concentration of dissolved metals. It is the world's largest highly acidic lake. The cause of its acidity is an inflow of hydrothermal waters charged with gases from a hot chamber below.
Interesting.
So hot magma chamber below.
Okay, so it's not safe to go swimming in, basically, is what we're saying.
No.
That's so frustrating though, because you think about like the pretty blue water. It's like you want to go swimming in it.
So that's the first unusual occurrence that happens around this lake. The second one is an active solfatara that emits hot, flammable, sulfurous gases.
Okay.
So these gases ignite as they enter the Earth's oxygen-rich atmosphere and burn with an electric blue flame.
The blue flames?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really freaking cool. So the blue flames are real.
The blue flames are real.
That's so, oh my god, because it's like sulfur burning. So it's, oh, that's Minecraft. Don't ever change. Actually, continue to change and make cool things because I like the updates. Keep them coming.
I don't. I hate caves and mountain update. Just saying.
I wonder why. I really like how I put that together and you're like, oh, wait. It's like you hate the caves?
Because they're just annoying, okay? I can't strip my...
Meanwhile, I'm like, I enter a cave and I'm like, oh, look how pretty it is. Like all the stalagmites. It's like, I could explore in them for hours.
I see a cave in Minecraft and I'm like, fuck.
Our different personalities.
And I go right back up. I was like, nope. I'm not going down there.
I empty out all my pockets and I go in and I don't come out until my pockets are full. That's literally what I do. Okay, continue.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so they burn with an electric blue flame. Some of the gas condenses in the atmosphere to produce flows of molten sulfur that also burn with an electric blue flame. So basically, blue lava.
Ha! That's so cool. See, that's so fascinating. Oh my god, that looks photoshopped. That is so freaking cool. Wow, that's awesome. So when are we going?
No. The flames are difficult to see during the day, so but illuminate during the landscape at night. So most tourists, well, there's actually I think a actual tour that you can go on. It starts at like midnight or whatever. And it's like a 2-hour walk up to the volcano rim, and yeah, it's a hike. But yeah, you go and see it at nighttime, and that's what it'll look like.
That's really freaking cool.
Anywho, so often the temperature is low enough that the sulfur condenses and falls to the ground as a liquid, flows a short distance, and then solidifies into a chalky yellow rock. Which leads me to my next thing I'm going to talk about, sulfur mining. Because when I first started like researching blue fire, I was just caught up in like the blue fire. I did not expect to fall down the rabbit hole that I fell down.
I remember you telling me about this rabbit hole.
Yeah, like because I was like, oh, blue flames. And then it was like, oh, acidic lake. It was like it just kept like piling on like more stuff, and then it came down to the sulfur mining, which is what we're gonna kind of dive deep into. So sulfur mining, the sulfur that comes out of these vents basically is mined by the locals. It is usually brought to a local refinery where they pay for the sulfur, which I'll get into later. So this sulfur mine, and I use that term loosely because it's kind of like an open mine. It's not like an actual like go in and mine stuff and come out. It's literally on the surface that they're just taking the sulfur off. Make sense?
Yes.
So the sulfur mine started in 1968. It is one of the few locations on Earth where sulfur is still produced by artisanal miners. Is that how you say it? Artisanal? Yeah. Which means they basically use no modern technology.
Ooh.
Besides like a set of pipes that were used to capture the gases and route them to a single area where the sulfur spills onto like a level working area. So to explain the process, around 230 or so miners have to trek up the 2 hours from the base of the volcano to the base camp, which is on the crater's rim. Then a miner carrying baskets not a miner. So there's miners who actually like break the sulfur into pieces and then there's another group that carries the sulfur. So each person that carries it will make 2 trips from the base camp down into the crater to pick up the sulfur and back up.
Okay. So it's like does it replenish itself?
Yeah. It's
And
like
it's just like chunks?
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. So it's not like coal, because you think about coal, like once you mine it, it's gone. Like it just replenishes itself?
Because it's gases.
Then how do you chunk it?
The gases come out of the pipes and hits the ground and solidifies.
Oh, interesting.
And so each carrier will go down twice a day.
Okay.
And bring it back up. And then they use like steel bars or like you can see in the picture, or like miner's pick or whatever they have to break it apart, that they can load into their reed baskets. And once they've made 2 trips down to collect the sulfur, then I think everyone makes the big trip back down the volcano, carrying up to 200 pounds of sulfur.
Wow. A piece?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So they have like 2 reed baskets on a bar that they put on their shoulders. They bring the sulfur to a local sugary refinery or sugar factory, refinery, whatever it's called, where they will be paid usually by weight of what they bring, but it approximates to about $13 a day.
What? $13 a day? That's wow. Okay.
But the sulfur mining is far from safe, obviously.
Obvious.
Some of the hazards are like the steep paths can be very dangerous. The sulfuric gases are actually poisonous.
Oh.
And occasional gas release or, of course, eruptions.
Right. You know, literally walking across a volcano.
An active volcano.
Who would have thought that would be dangerous?
Yeah, so the miners also have almost to no protection despite the grueling conditions. So the heat is almost unbearable by the vents where the sulfur comes out. And the volcanic gases can make it near impossible to breathe even with a gas mask. But most miners aren't given gas masks. They merely have rags or cloth covering their faces.
God. And they're getting paid $13 a day. Yikes.
The gases can also like burn the miners' lungs.
Right.
The 200 pounds of sulfur in baskets carried on shoulders can cause friction, burns, back issues, knee issues, all of that. The life expectancy of one of these workers is usually around 50 years.
Yikes.
But it is also one of the only ways to make an income in that area, and they actually get paid a lot for that area.
Okay.
So, some more dangerous things that have happened to miners as well. So in 1976, 49 sulfur workers were killed in a gas explosion. In 1989, 25 died, probably the same way. It didn't really specify. In 2018, 27 to 30 locals were hospitalized by toxic gas after a small eruption.
Jesus.
And in 2020, a worker actually drowned in a 3-meter tsunami from the lake. So I'm assuming something happened. There was a tsunami and there was 2 workers up there. One was able to get out, but the other one was not able to run away from the tsunami in time and drown.
Did you know? Fun fact of the day. Here we go. Circling back around. Did you know a tsunami is not one big wave?
Yes.
It's actually like, because Tim's cousin is a earth science teacher. It's when they shift up, it causes that displacement, and the displacement it's just it's like waves of shifting. Like so I always thought it was just one big ass wave. It's not. It literally just causes, and it sucks all the water. So then all the water gets pulled and then it just rushes and it comes in multiple waves. I didn't know that. Well, I hope somebody else didn't know that. Otherwise, that's not a very good fun fact. But I want to do tsunamis. I think when we do our natural disasters, I'm going to do a tsunami.
Yeah. But
because they're also terrifying.
Yeah, that's basically the end of my story.
That was so interesting. That's cool. The blue fire is
the blue fire.
Very cool.
And blue magma. Who would have thought?
Magma.
I never thought that would be a real thing.
I didn't either. The fact that you Googled that is that we got here today. That's really exciting. So Yeah.
Today's a shorter episode, but at least it's an episode.
You know what? We're easing back in it from vacation. And I just like kudos. I mean, obviously, I think we're going to try to get a week ahead again.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we're doing this is like, we didn't skip. You know, we went on vacation for a week and we were able to like, I'm proud of us. But guys, that's it for this episode. If you enjoy the podcast, don't forget to follow us. Leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Hi. Like and subscribe. It helps us. Oh, we got so excited. We have 11 or 12 subscribers.
I think so, yeah.
We passed 10. I don't know when that happened. 10. But thanks, guys. We're really excited. I just wanted to get to 10, and now we have like more than that. I was like, let's go. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with our username TTATA Podcast, where we post our updates for when our episodes have gone live. I did not do those the last 2 weeks, but I'm going to start doing them again because we were on vacation and I forgot my laptop. But yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. Next week, we're going to be covering myths, legends, or mythical creatures. And I'm really excited about mine.
Me too.
I'm kind of excited about yours too. Anyway, with that, we're going to leave you with its inspirational quote. Take it away.
So my quote is, when ordinary people decide to step out and be part of something big, that's when they become extraordinary.
Ooh.
By Brett Harris.
I like that a lot. That's a good one. I approve. Okay. Anyway, thanks again for listening, guys. This is not our normal format, but it's a nice, easy one. If you want to see more, we have 12 other episodes that are live, so you guys should go check those out.
Also, if you have any ideas for our chaotic chats, because our chaotic chats are kind of like our side stories, so like something that doesn't fit in our normal box, we throw here. So you want, and
ideally, I would love to start doing like listener episodes too. Like I would love that. We have an email address, guys. It's on our link tree. So if you want, you could send us email. I would love to do listener.
And our link tree is basically everywhere on our social medias and the descriptions of our YouTube video, and it's also should be in the description of our actual podcast episode. So socials
everywhere.
Do
it. Anyways, all right. Love you guys. Bye.